What's up with my godly people? Thank you guys for tuning in with me once again. Healing and strength to you guys as families, always Bronco Country fans. You already know I got y'all. Today is Monday in Sacramento, California. It's a good day outside. It is Victory Monday for our Denver Broncos, you guys. We're going to dive in and talk about the big game in a minute. But before I do that, I just want to say, those of you who do tune into my channel, to my show, to my podcast, I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Keep on liking, subscribing, and leaving you guys' comments. Those of you that are new to my channel, to my show, to my podcast, man, welcome. Welcome with a mile high salute to each and every one of you guys, man. I am your host, Drago the Bronco, and welcome. Welcome to the Drago the Broncos podcast show. Let's go Broncos, Bronco Country fans. We got the big dub. We got the big bounce back win. Before we dive in and talk about the game and everything, you guys, we have a guest host, you guys, on the show, you guys. And speaking of our guest host, introduce yourself.
What's up, Bronco Country fans? My name is Jace. I am Drago the Broncos' son. Let's go Broncos.
Let's go Broncos, baby. The final score in the game was a blowout, 24-7, you guys. We beat the Chargers. We finally beat the Chargers in LA on the road, you guys. We were on 11 going into this game. But we snapped that streak, you guys. We ended that streak, you guys. What a big bounce back win, you guys. This was a huge win for us. We were coming off a loss, you guys. Going on the road, 0-11 on the road, going against the Chargers, you guys. A lot of speculations we were going to lose this game. Justin Herbert was going to shred our defense and all of that. Khalil Mack is going to kill Russell Wilson and rattle Russell Wilson, but he didn't do nothing in the game, you guys. He had 0 sacks, you guys. Garrett Bowles, you remember in that Browns game, you guys, what he did to Myles Garrett. He had 0 sacks as well. So that was 2 big games against 2 dominant pass rushers in the game by Garrett Bowles, man. Way to shut him down. And Mike McGlinchey, you guys. Way to shut Khalil Mack down, you guys, throughout the game. But this was a big win, you guys. We got it done. The Chargers was coming off a win. Heading into this game against the Denver Broncos. Those guys was looking to keep their winning streak going. But the Broncos had something to say about that, you guys. We went into their home, man, and we beat them down, you guys. We dominated them, man, from start to finish. The final score, like I said, ended up being 24-17. We should have had 30-plus points in this game, you guys. We should have had 30 plus points in this game if we were to capitalize on those opportunities down the field, you guys. If Jerry Jeudy could have caught some of those deep balls down the field, we could have ran up the scoreboard on the Chargers, you guys. We definitely could have blew this game out quicker. But overall, I like our performance, you guys. Offensively and defensively, you guys. We picked it up on offense. We started slow once again, but we were able to make plays down the field. We should have made more plays down the field. I like how we were using our tight ends. I like how Sean Payton was drawing up some plays to get our tight ends open, you guys. He had a beautiful scheme play in the red zone to get Adam Troutman freed up in the end zone all by himself, you guys. That was a beautiful draw up play by Sean Payton in the red zone to get Russell Wilson on the boot, you guys. He had what? He had a running back on this side and a tight end on this side, I believe, in the backfield, you guys. And he booted it out. Russell Wilson booted it out. He faked it off the boot. and then Troutman was wide open in the back of the end zone. The Chargers had one corner on the outside, like he was going towards the outside. I'm like, why would he go over there? Wasn't nobody over there. That was a busted play right there. That was a beautiful draw up play right there. A good timing play right there to draw up that play, to get us in the end zone, man, and to really put the nail in the coffin, stab the Chargers right in the heart, you guys, and get the win, you guys. Big win for the Denver Broncos, man. I want to go over my players of the game, you guys. My players of the game, really quick, really fast. Russell Wilson, man. Russell Wilson in the red zone, you guys. Well, not in the red zone. I believe we were like at the 50 or something. I think we were close to the red zone, you guys. Russell Wilson, he scrambled out. He like did it like a little fake. Khalil Mack was coming in with the rush. He did like a little ooh ooh, and then he spent around, and then he threw the ball to Samaj P. Ryan, and he caught the ball, man, and he ran it for a first down to keep our drive going. That was one of the highlight plays of the game, man. That was, man, vintage rush, man. He was cooking out there, man. Way to use your legs and your mobility, man, and your awareness of the rush. Way to get out of there and just sneak around and use your movement, man, and way to put Khalil Mack on skates, and way to get out of there, man, and find your open receiver down the field, man. That was a heck of a play. That was a heck of a move. That was a heck of a throw by Russell Wilson, man. Continue to make those plays for our Denver Broncos team, you guys. We definitely going to need those against the Lions this upcoming week on Saturday, you guys. We got a big primetime game, you guys, on Saturday. We definitely need Russell Wilson's mobility, man, and making plays on the run and all of that good stuff, you guys. Moving on to my next player of the game, Courtland Sutton, man. Courtland clutch catching Sutton, man. Courtland spectacular catching Sutton, man. That's all he do is make spectacular catches down the field. Everybody seen that beautiful throw by Russell Wilson. It was some beautiful protection up front. Let me just say that. Beautiful protection up front. Russell Wilson had all the time in the world. He had time to call Sierra if he wanted to in that pocket. He had time to order him some food from Buffalo Wild Wings if he could in that pocket. That's how much time Russell Wilson had, you guys, in that pocket. He was just sitting back there. Sitting back there. He was just sitting back there. Russell Wilson could have went to his house and came back, and the offensive line would have still been blocking. That's how good the pass blocking was on that play, man. And those guys set that play up, you guys. Beautiful throw by Russell Wilson, man, to connect with Courtland Sutton down the field, man. The DB, Davis, held him, holding his arm. Holding his arm like this. Courtland Sutton caught the ball like this in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, you guys. That was a holding call, a flag on the play. He still was able to make that play with his hand like this and catching it like this. Like, come on, man. Courtland Sutton is him, you guys. Courtland Sutton is definitely him, man. Definitely him. That was a big play, man. And that's why you one of my players of the game, Courtland Sutton, man. Keep on doing your thing, man. Keep on making spectacular plays each and every week, because we definitely going to need your hands each and every week, man. My next player of the game, Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams finally got it in the end zone, you guys. He haven't gotten the end zone since, 2021, you guys. So that was a big rushing touchdown off of an interception, tip pass. Cooper with the interception The tip ball was Baron Browning got the tip on Justin Herbert, you guys, and Cooper caught the tip interception, you guys. And we were in the red zone, and we handed it off to Javonte Williams, and he finished it for the touchdown, you guys. And that was our first score of the game, you guys, to get us started. That was a big turnaround in the game. We never looked back. We never gave up the lead after that point. After Javonte's after our turnover and after Javonte's touchdown, like we never looked back in this game. After that, we scored 10. I believe it was 10-0 at halftime, and we just never looked back. As far as the scoreboard, those guys never came back in the game. We were dominant on offense, on defense, and it was a collective effort, man. And just shout out to just everybody, man. The defensive players, man. On defense, man, my players of the game. PJ Locke, he's definitely a player of the game. Justin Simmons, he's definitely a player of the game. Zach Allen, he's definitely a player of the game. J-Mac, he's definitely a player of this game as well. All of those guys was getting in there, man, and creating havoc and getting sacks. All of those guys I named had sacks in the game, you guys. Multiple guys had sacks in the game, man. We had 6 total sacks in the game, man. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to everybody that made big plays on defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball, you guys. PJ Locke making big time plays week after week after week, man. I believe that's 3 sacks in a row. For PJ Locke, man. Way to step up big time for Kareem Jackson's in his absence, you guys. He's still on a 4-game suspension, man, and PJ Locke has been balling out in his absence, you guys. Continue your dominant play, man. Continue to get sacks in the backfield on the quarterback. Continue to create havoc, and just be a pest, man, on defense, you guys. Justin Simmons, man, way to step up and be a leader out there. Way to get your guys ready and be prepared. The communication was crisp in this game. Your guys was outstanding in this game. You guys were dominant. You guys attention to detail was on point, you guys. And Justin Simmons, way to get in that backfield and get that sack on a quarterback, you guys. That was a big play in the game as well. And Baron Browning, he's definitely a player of the game. He got the tip pass for the interception of Cooper's interception. You definitely a player of the game. Continue to create havoc. Continue to get in the backfield and get sacks on the quarterback, you guys. Baron Browning is definitely a player of the game. Cooper definitely a player of the game. Continue to get pass rush, man, on the quarterback, you guys. Way to have your hands ready, man, to catch that ball for the interception. You should have scored a touchdown right after that, but you didn't. But you solidified and you caught the interception, man, and that's what we needed to get turnovers, man. Keep getting turnovers, keep getting pressures, keep getting sacks each and every week, man. Shout out to the defense, everybody, man, that contribute, man. J-Mac, continue to do your thing, man. They took away your strip sack. Fumble, touchdown, man. Why did they do that to you, man? That was a straight fumble, man. Strip sack, touchdown, man. They erased your touchdown and your strip sack, man. That was horrible. They really tried to cheat us right there, man. But we ended up getting a win. It didn't matter. Those guys didn't do nothing on the next play, on the next drive. We got those guys out of there. So it really didn't matter. But for your single stats, like it hurted you. Big time, man, as far as your individual play. I know you wanted to get that strip sack fumble, man, on your resume. And they took that away from you. But at the end of the day, man, we got the win. The win is what we want at the end of the day. And we got that, man. Final score, 24-17. We're going to dive in here and talk about just the scores from the beginning of the year until now, you guys. Me and my son. First game,
0-41. So I think that the Rams, they got blown out by the Broncos.
the Raiders. Well, actually, this is a preseason game. These are preseason games. Yep, preseason games. The Raiders is the first game of the year.
Yeah, so I think that we got like pretty close. We lost by only 1 point, 17-16. We almost had it, but I think that we played our hardest and we did good.
Yeah, we did play good in that game. Some missed opportunities in the game. We had a slow start in the game. Um, the ball just didn't bounce our way in that game. We did some good things. We did some bad things. At the end of the day, we needed to get a win, but we didn't. Um, but it's all good. It's all good. Commanders against the Broncos. Final score in that game was 35-33. The Broncos had a quick start in this game. Couple of deep balls to Marvin Mims in that game. I remember we got out to a big lead in this game. I think it was 14-3 or something like that, 17-3. Those guys ended up coming back in the second half and making it in the game, and those guys came back on us, and those guys got the victory on us, man. Final score ended up being 35-13, you guys. Moving on to the
Dolphins. This is a bad blowout. We lost by 50 points, 20-70. I think that I don't know.
Yeah, this was a tough loss. This was a disaster. This was horrible. This was embarrassing. Like this was definitely one of the worst games of the league, if not the worst game of the league. It probably was the worst game of the league, you guys. 20-70, giving up 50 points, like losing by 50, like that's crazy. I've never seen that before with my two eyes. Yeah, I never seen that. Man. That definitely was a bad game. We definitely not that same team, not that same defense, not that same offense. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Moving on to the Bears and the Broncos game, you guys. We ended up winning that game 31-28, you guys. This was a close game. It shouldn't have been a close game. Those guys jumped on us early. We had to come back in this game against the Bears. The Bears is not good. Justin Fields, he had a good game. But yeah, like we shouldn't have let those guys get 28 points on us, you guys. We had to come back in this game. And what a heck of a comeback in that game. Russell Wilson made some spectacular plays at the end. He did what Russ do. And yeah, he got us the win, and we were able to close it out and against the Browns on the road, you guys. That was a big win. Moving on to the Jets and the Broncos game. The final score ended up being
31-21. I think that this was not even a blowout. We played good. We had a lot of strong passes. Our defense was pretty good. Yeah, we did good.
Moving on, the Broncos against the Chiefs, you guys. The Broncos was going into this game, man. We lost like 15 straight of going against these guys coming into this game. We lost. Final score ended up being 19-8, you guys. We held those guys to what 4 field goals in the game. And we lost, you guys. Moving on to the Packers, you guys. The Packers and the Broncos, you guys. The final score ended up being 17-19, you guys. The Broncos, once again, we had a slow start to this game. We were able to pick it up in the second half. We made some plays. The defense got some stops. The defense got a stop, you guys. Late in the fourth quarter, P.J. Locke got a pick against Jordan Love, you guys. He got a pick on Jordan Love, and we sealed the deal when we got the win in Denver, you guys. In Denver. The next week, Chiefs, once again, Chiefs Broncos, you guys. We got that monkey off our back. The score ended up being 9-24, you guys. We got it done against those Chiefs. We dominated this game from start to finish. Patrick Mahomes was horrible in this game. We shut those guys out. He had 40 yards, 2 interceptions. QBR was 64, you guys. We shut those guys out. Russell Wilson, he was 12 for 19, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns, you guys. 3 big touchdowns in the game. 3 big touchdowns in the game. And yeah, we got the dub. We got the win, man. That was a dominant performance by our defense as well. Moving on to the, where we at?
I think we were at.
Yeah, we right here.
Yeah, right there.
We start going on a winning streak from the Packers game to the Chiefs. Yep, now we on the to the Bills. Broncos versus the Bills. The final score ended up being
24-22.
24-22. Russell Wilson completion percentage 24 for 19. He had how many yards?
193 yards.
And how many touchdowns?
2.
2 touchdowns. His QBR was 123.48, you guys. Cortland Sutton had 8 receptions, 53 yards, and a touchdown, you guys, in that game. Our defense once again was dominating that game. Jaquan McMillan had 4 tackles. He had a forced fumble in that game. Alex Singleton had a forced fumble in the game. He got a fumble in that game as well. We had a couple of interceptions in the game, 2 interceptions. One by Fabian Monroe and another one by Justin Simmons, you guys. Another dominant performance by us. Josh Allen, we held him to 15 for 26 for how many yards?
177.
And how many touchdowns?
1.
And how many interceptions?
2.
And his QBR ended up being 65.64. That's horrible. We shut Josh Allen down. We shut that high-power offense down. We shut Stephon Diggs down. He had 34 yards, 3 catches in the game. We shut those guys down. Moving on. Moving on to the Vikings game, you guys. That's what? 1, 2, 3 games in a row. Moving on to the Vikings game. The Vikings Broncos game final score ended up being
20-21.
20-21. Josh Dobbs, he was 20 for 32. How many yards did he have?
221.
And how many touchdowns?
1.
And how many interceptions?
1.
He had a QBR of 86.85. That's not so bad. We shut those guys down, man. They really didn't do nothing in the passing game. They really didn't do nothing in the running game as well. Like, we shut those guys down. Hunter had 1 sack on us. Russell Wilson was 27 for 35. How many yards did he throw?
259.
How many touchdowns?
1.
How many interceptions?
0.
Let's go. And a QBR of 114.06, you guys. This was another dominant performance by Russell Wilson. He didn't throw multiple touchdowns in the game, but he got it done. Cortland Sutton, 4 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 58 yards, 5 receptions in the game as well. This was another dominant performance by our defense once again. We had 2 forced fumbles. We got 2 fumble recoveries. Had an interception in the game. Cooper had a sack in the game. Baron Browning had a sack in the game. Like, we were dominant. Alex Singleton had 11 tackles as well, you guys. Like, we were dominant against those Vikings, man. Everybody thought we was going to lose that game as well. Moving on to the Browns. The Browns game, final score ended up being
12-29.
12-29. This was another game that everybody said that we were going to lose, man. Myles Garrett was going to do this and do that to our offensive line and rattle Russ and get to Russ and just make it hard for Russ. But that wasn't the case, you guys. DTR ended up having 14. He was 14 for 29 for how many yards?
134.
And how many touchdowns?
1.
And how many inners?
0.
A QBR rating of 75.76, you guys. That's not so bad for a rookie. He did okay. He could have did more, but he couldn't because our defense was going crazy. Our defense was attacking their offensive line, man, and they made it really difficult for the young quarterback, man. We had one forced fumble. No, they had one forced fumble on us, huh? Russell Wilson ended up completing 13 passes, 22 attempts for how many yards?
134.
And how many touchdowns?
1.
And a QBR rating of
97.1.
and 0 interceptions, you guys. That was a horrible passing for Russell Wilson in the game. His completion and attempts was good. But that was pretty much it. He threw a touchdown. That was good. But his 134 yards, that's whack. That's whack. But we were able to win a game. And that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. But he do need to throw more than freaking 134 yards. But the win is all that matters. All that matters. Moving on to the Texas game, you guys. The final score ended up being
17-22.
17-22. I kind of felt like we were going into this game. I kind of felt like we were going to lose this game. Just based on we had 5 games, and like I said, 3 teams that have 5-game winning streaks all got snapped at 5 games, you guys. And we had 5 games going into this game against Houston, and those guys ended up snapping our win streak at 5 games, you guys. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but that's something that I noticed around the league, you guys. And those 3 teams was the Niners, the Jags, and the Minnesota Vikings, you guys. All had 5-game winning streaks, and all 5-game winning streaks got snapped at 5 games, you guys. And the Broncos ended up having their 5-game winning streak snapped at 5 games as well. But Russell Wilson was 15 for 26 for how many yards?
186.
And how many touchdowns?
1.
And how many interceptions?
3.
Oh my gosh, 3 interceptions and 1 bad one in the end zone, you guys. At the end of the game, and that was probably the worst interception of the game. Like, cause it was like 3 people in the end zone. QBR rating was what?
60.13.
60.13. That was bad. Bad passing by Russell Wilson. Bad throwing by Russell Wilson. 3 interceptions in the game. He did make a beautiful throw to Cortland Sutton. He had 1 touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 77 yards, 2 receptions, you guys, in the game. He should have had more receptions in the game. Jerry Jeudy should have had more receptions in the game. He had 51 yards total, you guys, on the day. Our second half defense was dominant. Those guys picked it up. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks in the game, you guys. So that was good. We didn't get any turnovers in the game. That was a big part of why we lost, because we had opportunities, but we didn't get those turnovers like we've been getting, you guys, in the past games. But we got turnovers against the Chargers, you guys, yesterday. And now we are here to the Broncos and Chargers game, you guys, yesterday. Final score ended up being 24-7. You guys, we got it done. A long journey, man. All of our scores, all of our losses, we just went over, you guys. We started out 0-3. We ended up being 1-5 on the year. And then we turned it around, man, after the Dolphins game. After the Jets game, really, we turned it around. Well, after the the Chiefs game, you guys. After the Chiefs, we lost to the Chiefs 19-8. We turned it around, man. We were 1-5. Going into that Packers game, we were 1-5. Yep. We only beat the Bears. Yeah, we only beat the Bears. Yeah, we were 1-5 going into that Packers game, and we never looked back, man. We turned our season around, man. What a journey, man. What a story. What a turnaround. And I'm glad we're in a position that we are in, man. Like, I've never been a part of a team like this, man. To turn their season around the way they have, man, to get the scrutiny, to get the blaming, and to get the talking bad about. Like, after that, we gave up 50 points and giving up that 70-burger loss to the Miami Dolphins. Like, turning it around, our season around, man. The way we've been playing, the way our defense been playing, the way our coaching staff been coaching, the way our Russell Wilson's been throwing touchdowns and taking care of the ball. And those 5 games in a row that we won, we are now 6-1 on the in the last 7 games, you guys. So hats off, man, to the team, to the organization, man, especially to the coaches, you guys. VJ, he's definitely need to be praised. His defense definitely playing dominant, man, after giving up that 70-burger, you guys. We beat the Chiefs, you guys. We finally got that monkey off our back, man. We're doing the impossible, you guys. With God, all things are possible, you guys. And Russell Wilson is a man of faith, man, and he definitely believes, man, and he pumps that believing each and every week that we can win in these games, you guys. And man, to beat the Bills, you guys, everybody said we were going to lose against the Bills. Bills was a playoff team, been a playoff team for the past few years. The Chiefs just won a Super Bowl. We beat them, you guys. Like, the Browns, you guys, had the number 1 defense going into that game. They had the number 1 defense. We ended up blowing those guys out, beating those guys, man, 29-12. Like, the Broncos, man, been really putting on, man. A beautiful show, a beautiful performances, man. Just a beautiful, man, turnaround. This team has done, man. And I like our chances to get into the playoffs, man, to get into the wild card, you guys, this year, man. We definitely control our destiny, you guys. Beating the Lions is definitely possible, you guys. With God, all things are possible, man, and I believe that we can get it done in the game if we play like how we played against the Chargers. If Russell Wilson make those throws and plays that he been making to Samaj P. Ryan, to Cortland Sutton down the field, if Jerry Jeudy can catch on some of those deep balls and catch those balls down the field, man, and make some big time plays down the field, we definitely can beat the Dolphins, man. If our defense come to play dominant like they did, get 6 sacks like they did, our secondary play lights out, our pass rush continue to create havoc on the quarterback and get sacks. If we can do that, man, we can definitely win against the Lions, you guys. We definitely can win against the Lions, you guys. We got the Lions coming up on Saturday. We got the Patriots, you guys. That's definitely a win that we can get. We got the Chargers. That's definitely another win that we can get in. We got the Raiders, you guys. That's definitely another game we can win, you guys. I'm going to say it right here and right now. I believe these last, 4 games, you guys, we're going to go, no, these last 5 games, you guys, 5 games, we are going to go 4-1. 4-1 in these last 5 games, you guys. I'm speaking into existence, man. We can do it, man. We're going to go 4-1, you guys. 4-1 in these last 5 games, you guys. I'm calling it right now, you guys. That's pretty much it, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Coach Sean Payton, man. Shout out to VJ, man. Those guys been playing and coaching their butts off, you guys. The offense, offensive line, way to step up in this game. Russell Wilson, way to come back and have a heck of a performance, a heck of a You put on a heck of a show out there, man. Way to bounce back and get a win, Russell Wilson. And yeah, man, shout out to the defense and the offense, man. Way to get it done, you guys. Way to get it done. That's pretty much it. That's all I have for you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in with us, man. Peace and God bless. Mile high salute. We are out of here.